Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, great. Let's start with today's session. Fine. So there was right from morning. There has been some geopolitical tensions. Okay, because of the Trump announcement which happened uh, yesterday regarding North Korea. So as we were talking yesterday as well, there is a downfall in Nifty as per our levels. Let's zoom in. So our level support of 9910, 9920, and 9950, right? So it is trying to remain in that range. So technically what has happened in the morning, it has opened gap down, okay, and it is just going down. So ideally Nifty is in bear zone, but it has come down to the zone where reversal is expected. Okay, now since everyone is more bearish on Nifty because of the external news and stuff like that, what would happen? People would go short now, and since if everyone is bearish, there will be a reversal which is easily likely. Okay, so let's try to dig in. So this is on daily basis. Nifty has come down to our level, has made roughly around a low around 9930. So let's go down and see on hourly basis. And even on hourly basis, if you see over here, a gap down has happened, right, from yesterday's close, and now that was 9978. It opens down and it just keeps going down on the hourly basis. So first hour, it's kind of completely bearish. Let's go down to 15 minutes. It's the same. Complete downfall has happened. Let's go down to 5 minutes. Here it is, right? So we have drawn two support lines, or the support zone, I can say, from 9950 to 9920. Okay, and if you see over here, for first 20 minutes, what has happened? A continuous gap down and a continuous selling, right, followed by another selling, and now a quick reversal is happening at this point, right? So Nifty just cannot go down with a swing all the way, as there was a good fall which has happened yesterday as well. So a follow-up fall is not easily likely, but technically there can be another fall provided that it breaches 9920, right? So the support zone is still intact, so we are not yet worried about Nifty. I don't see a big fall in Nifty unless it goes well below 9920, right? So we need to see today what has happened, what will happen around this 9950 level as well, because if it does not go above this, obviously there is a good amount of resistance which is there. Okay, so we'll keep a track. Let's rewind a little of yesterday as well. It opened gap up yesterday, and our level of 10,083 could not breach. It came all the way down to the exact low of 9950, right? It remained over there and there was a quick bounce back, but it could not sustain this bounce back. So if you see over here, it came back all the way down to the support level, right? And now today it opens gap down and tries to breach yesterday's low as well. That's 9950. So today's first assignment would be, if we are trying to look for an uptick, it has to go above 9950. Second, there will be again a selling pressure at 9960. Now what is this 9960? It is the gap at which it has opened, right? So this 9960 basically acts like a resistance when it reaches back today to these levels. Fairly enough. So this is about Nifty. On daily basis, let's be very clear what we are trying to target. It's in our support zone. It needs to reverse from this. If it does not, straight away it needs to go down to 9,800, right? So the next reverse zone is way down. So easy downfall of 70-80 points on Nifty, around 1% or 0.75% of Nifty is easily likely, right? So that's there. Now let's go down to Bank Nifty. Let's see what's happening on the front of Bank Nifty as well. So our two support levels on the Bank Nifty also was somewhere here, 24,500. Okay, and it is now well below this support line, right? So it got a support once over here, second, third, fourth, a complete red Moribazu, and today it opens gap down, right? As we had anticipated prior as well, Bank Nifty will undergo a fall because the rise was also very fast due to the RBI event, right? So it comes down and to our support level or support zone, it is trading in that zone of 24,500 and 24,600. So if it breaches this level now, okay, and closes down over here today, then there is an easy fall of roughly around 24,000 to 23,800 in Bank Nifty. So if Bank Nifty is anticipated to go down around 600 points, okay, if Bank Nifty goes down 600 points, Nifty will automatically go down 200 points. So we can see our downfall in Nifty to be around 9,700 mark. So these are big levels where if index comes down, it will be very good because a small correction is always needed for the market to sustain their rally as well, right? So two things are very clear in our mind. We are not bullish yet, but we are very bullish if it comes down around 23,800 in Bank Nifty, right? But this was a very crucial level out here. So we can basically support, we get a good support in this zone. That's what we are trying to target and trying to see. Okay, let's go inside Bank Nifty and see what has happened. It's a complete sell-off. That's very much clear. Okay, even this gap up which has happened over here, a good support level. It has basically opened there and a continuous selling has happened. So a good downfall in Bank Nifty is there. So Bank Nifty is weak and we can sell Bank Nifty keeping today's high as the stop loss. For trend people who want to sell and trade, they can basically sell and then they can keep the stop loss at 24,500, right? Or else you can create a bear spread, right, for another fall of 200 or 300 odd points. So you can create a bear spread also. So let's go down from hourly to let's say 5 minutes. So there is a difference in Nifty and Bank Nifty. If you see in Bank Nifty what has happened, it opened gap down, it went down in the first 5 minutes, second 5 minute again down, third it tried to recover and again it is trying to go down, right? So there is no reversal kind of formation which is happening in Bank Nifty. As I said, the level which is there, these levels are very crucial for Bank Nifty because prior to this, a good support has been formed in Bank Nifty, right? So if you see over here, see, right? So it's a good support which has been formed over here, and today it opens gap down and it goes down well below this line, right? So if it remains below 24,460 or 24,450 Bank Nifty, let's say 24, yeah, 24 450. So technically, if it remains below this, there is no upward bias for Bank Nifty. More so, there is a huge downward bias, which is already there for Bank Nifty, right? Seeing the breadth of the market or understanding the news flow as well, we are also biased on negative side. But since everyone is biased on the negative side, you cannot just remain biased on the downside, right? So we need to be a little cautious. If you want to trade, you need to look for your reversal patterns happening either in this zone, which is less likely, and if it does not happen, okay, and there is a huge fall, which is going to come forward in Bank Nifty, right? Because any all the events of Bank Nifty is also out. So that was more for the Bank Nifty and Nifty. So our support and these zones remain intact. Okay. Now, yesterday we introduced a concept of ATR, right? And we said ATR for the day was done for Nifty and Bank Nifty and could not fall further. Now, let's put pivots today into consideration. So this is your Nifty chart, okay, and it is finding some support at 9920. Let's place pivots to understand how does they also work. Let's take standard pivot. So if you see, this is a daily chart, right? And you have pivots over here. So the first resistance of pivot is roughly around 10,286, right? So it is way far away. And if you take the first support is around 9,700. So even on daily basis, as we were talking, our support is around 9,700, right? So right now it is at the central line of the pivot. Okay, so it can form a reversal over here, but technically, yeah, the support is around 9,700. So on the daily chart, your pivot level support is 9,700. Okay, so we can be sure that reversal can take place if it reaches to 9,700. Now let's convert the chart, let's say from daily to weekly. Okay. Now in this case, when you do weekly, your first resistance is at 9160, right, which is way, way low. Your second resistance is roughly around 10,150, right? So from weekly pivot point of view, there are no levels which coincide with the daily pivot. So directly your support or resistance, which is there, R1, which can form a support, but it is way, way down, right? So we cannot, so weekly pivots are not giving any indication, okay? On the resistance side of weekly pivot, 10,150, it has already been a resistance, okay? And as we discussed in our class, it was difficult for Nifty to climb 10,100 to 10,200, right? So that is satisfied. So no indications from weekly pivots, but on the daily basis or daily pivot, if we go, okay, so daily pivot is giving me some indications. So it is trying to flutter around the pivot level, but support is directly at 9,700. Now, people who do not know what are pivots, pivots basically gives you support and resistance. If you see when you plot pivots for daily level, so the pivots for daily level remain same for the entire month. So for the month of August, right, your support is going to remain same at 9,700. Okay, so from seeing the daily chart, we were clear about the support of 9,700. Pivot is also telling us 9,700 for this entire month or this expiry. So if any geopolitical tension, you know, happens or even if instigates further, 9,700 is easily likely on the charts, right? So climbing to new high Nifty, it's not possible. So it is good time to buy and look for reversal patterns even in stocks, right? So this is how you can use pivots. Weekly, no indication on Nifty, but daily pivot, if you see over here, this is very good. It is giving you a support of 9,700, right? So let's go down and check for Bank Nifty as well. So on the Bank Nifty front, this is a daily chart again. The first support is coming out to be 23,800, roughly around there, right? So this is your support at 23,800, where Bank Nifty finds a support on daily pivot point of view, and straight away the next support is way far. So we can rule that out. So the first intermittent support as per pivot is 23,800, right? So if we see on the daily, it is 23,800, and let's do weekly now. Is it giving us any indication? So straight away R2, it has basically merged at R2, so there is no indications for Bank Nifty, but it is having a strong resistance at R2, right? So that is there. So for Bank Nifty, even weekly charts or weekly pivots are not giving you that much indication, but at least it can say that it is fluttering around the resistance R2, which is a very high resistance zone, and Bank Nifty can undergo correction, right? And on daily basis, we have a support line at 23,700, right? So let's remove this and see where is 23,700. If you see over here, 23,700 is your exact zone where we have also placed our support line, right? So this helps us to clear out many ideas. Number one, it has been a good resistance over here, and finally it breaks over here, right? It breaks 23,700, 23,800 mark, zooms high, comes back to the same zone where the resistance becomes support. So a reversal around this zone, okay, is amazing buy for Bank Nifty, right? And a fall is easily likely if it gives us an indication. Yes, the prior levels which were there of good support are being taken off, right? So I see a good downside in Bank Nifty if it doesn't climb above 24,600. So if Bank Nifty doesn't go above 24,600, this is what I have a thought process. It has to go down at least to 24,000 or 23,800, this zone. So I'm seeing an easy fall of 400, 500 points in Bank Nifty in this expiry itself, right? So that's our take on Bank Nifty, and that's our take on Nifty. Now, two stocks which people have suggested me to discuss. One is Coal India. So let's try Coal India. So we'll take two stocks. One is this Coal India. If you see from weekly point of view first, to understand what's happening in Coal India. So it's very clear. Coal India is making new lows, and it has undergone a good correction from 440 to 240 levels. Now, if you see over here, it is a good support level of 240, right? So technically, it should find some support around 240 zone. Second, if you see over here, a pattern is being formed, a complete green bar followed by red bar and the small red bar below it, right? So this indicates there is a good selling pressure over here. So ideally, I'll be bullish in Coal India only and only if it crosses above this mark, that is 252. So if Coal India decisively conquers 252 on the upside, till then I am not bullish in Coal India, right? So it is fairly clear from weekly standpoint. I agree that there is a good support at 242. So I'll be keeping an eye on the support as well, but I cannot just go and buy at the support because a good pattern of complete green and complete red has been formed, right? So I'm only bullish in Coal India after 252, and I'm very much bullish. I'm very much bullish if it goes above 262, right? So our idea is very clear. If you want to buy Coal India, it has to be above 252. It should not before that. Fine. So from weekly point of view, we are clear. Let's go down to daily point of view. Now, if you see on the daily chart, what's happening over here, a complete red Moribazu and a two green candle has been formed. So if you see on the daily front also, there is a complete red Moribazu which has been formed between 252 and 242 level. So either it has to conquer or it has to go above 252 level to become bullish, or if it remains below this level of 242, it is bearish and it can undergo further correction, right? So idea is clear from weekly chart, from daily chart, it has to cross 242, 252 to become bullish. So I cannot buy Coal India unless it doesn't go above 242, right? So that's my core theme for Coal India. You can look into daily chart, intraday charts. It's not going to give you any more signals. So now I'm not interested in smaller time frame for Coal India because I'm not interested to buy around 242. Right? It is a very sensitive level of 242. Okay, so I'm not interested over here, but I will be interested if it crosses about 250. So day when it crosses about 252, I will then go and look intraday whether it gives me a signal to buy about 252. So ideally, what should happen? It should cross 252. Okay, sustain above 252, and then it should reverse. Right. So that is the idea on Coal India. Now let's take another stock, Tata Motors. Two guys have done some research and they had asked for these two stocks. So every day we can take at least two stocks apart from Nifty and Bank Nifty and try to understand what these stocks are doing. We need to first see whether Tata Motor has done or given good results or no results are out for Tata Motors. If you see over here, now Tata Motor is also trading at an amazing support level, right? So here what happens, it goes down all the way to 290 odd levels. On the weekly chart, it forms the first resistance, it goes back second resistance, and then it climbs the resistance zone. Climbs, it comes and back again, it tests around 242 and there is a huge rally on the upside. It comes back again and it again rallies from the same level of 240, 242 or 230, right? So the resistance becoming support, that theory works a lot. Okay. Now if you see over here again a red Moribazu and two green candles. So what happens? This is our complete pattern of reversal. A red Moribazu forming at the best support zone and two green candles has been followed. Right. So this gives you a clear buy signal for Tata Motors. Fine, it goes up again, it comes down, and now again it comes around 240, 420 levels. If you see, whenever it bounces back like a rubber ball, okay, it does the bounce keeps on decreasing, yes or no? So if you see over here, the bounce is not much. Every time the bounce has decreased from the support level. So the first bounce was good, second bounce reduced, third bounce reduced further, and if you see the fourth bounce, it is way smaller. Yes or no? Right? Either you see from bounce point of view, or you can look from a triangle formation which is obtained over here. Right? So somewhere it needs to go. Either it has to break the upward channel of triangle or 260, 460 or odd kind of stuff to make a new bull rally, or it will form. It will go below 242 and it will go down further. So how do we trade Tata Motor? So we need to wait and look at 242. If it decisively goes to 400, so sorry, to not 242, 420. If it decisively goes below 420, right? Let's say it reaches to 400. It will again bounce back from there to this level of 420. It won't be able to go above 420 and form a reversal pattern. That is where we are interested to sell, right? So ideally two things. If I want to be a seller in Tata Motor, yes, I will sell if it goes below 420. Now it does not mean if it goes below 420, I just sell. It has to go below 420 and test 420 on retracement. So it should go down and it should come back. So ideally it should go down and it should come back to this 420 level. So let's take a print screen so that we are clear as to what we are trying to do. So this is your Tata Motor, right? So let's draw a simple. So our idea is this has to go below 420, right? It will go below 420 and then it needs to go back to this 420 level, right? It will test this 420 level and after that a reversal will form and a downside will come by, right? So I will be seller at this particular point for Tata Motors, right? So this is how we need to trade Tata Motors. And if you want to look for reversal or buy, you cannot just buy, because if you see the every bounce that he's trying to do, the every bounce that he has done is small. So it has to make a bigger bounce now, above at least 460 and 480 to make a new rally happen, right? So the results are out, Tata Motor, or maybe the monthly sales for Tata Motor when it comes by and the sales are high, then only it can climb above these levels. Rest it cannot. So weekly is fine. Let's go and see on daily basis as well. Nothing has happened. It is trying to remain in this zone and a continuous sell-off has taken place, right? So nothing great has happened. And if you want to trade, right, at this support level, you can, but it should give you a good reversal pattern. So if you see over here, a complete red Mori Bazu followed by these green bars, right? So you can be a buyer if you find these kind of patterns. Otherwise, you cannot, right? So right now there is no pattern which is formed, neither of engulfing, neither of reversal. So we are not interested in Tata Motors, at least for the buy side. Yes, I am very much interested to sell, and I am very clear if it goes below 420, it will go down to 380, it will bounce back, and once it bounces back, I am looking for a reverse. Fine. So that's the view for Tata Motors. So I'm a seller in Tata Motor below 420 levels, and for Coal India, I will be a buyer in Coal India only if it goes above my level of 252. Right? So it has to go above 252, then only I'll be a net buyer. So on weekly point of view as well, we can go down and see. This is acting like a support around 242. This is acting like a resistance 263, and around 263 and intermittent supports are at 253. And if you see, this is our pattern, complete green, complete red, and this is below 252, right? So it has to breach this 252 level, has to remain above 252, then decisively break 263. So how do you do averaging and how do you trade this? So first let it cross above 252. That will be your first buy. Then it comes to 262. You should not take money off from the table. If it decisively closes above 262, then what do? We buy more, right? And our straightaway target goes to 290 to 300, right? Since there has been a big sell-off, there will be a huge rise, which will also happen, right, on the upside, right? So that's the view for Coal India, Tata Motors. And lastly is your Nifty and Bank Nifty. So let's just see where Nifty is heading right now. I think it should not have gone much. Fine, it's gone a little more down, but still it is in that support zone, right? So we have a clear target for Nifty as well. There will be a reversal in this support zone of 9920 and 9950. It cannot just break this and go. It has to open gap down below 9920 for a bigger downfall. Okay. On the 5-minute level, if you see, yes, on Nifty, there has been two red candle and a green reversal has been formed over here. So if you want to buy, you can buy, keeping what as your stop loss, 9934. So it is a 10 tick stop loss if you want to buy, but your target will be only 9960 or to the max, maybe 9970, right? So you are seeing around 15 to 20 ticks above with a small stop loss of 10 ticks. So the risk reward is not that great, but there is some kind of buying which has happened in our zone area, and a reversal U formation has also been formed. So you can buy this, keeping this as your stop loss, right? Or let it come down maybe to 9940 and buy, keeping a small stop loss of 5 ticks, right? So either we will be kicked out, or with a small stop loss of 5 ticks, I am trying to earn around 20 ticks. There the risk reward is much better. 1 is to 3, 1 is to 4, right? So you can look out for that. Fine. Thank you friends for joining. Okay. So you can follow our YouTube channel as well. So I'll be sending out the link so you can see the morning commentary again throughout the day, right? Any questions? So we can basically accept some questions if you have. Any questions from anyone? Okay. So Maruti we can discuss later, or so someone has asked to discuss Maruti. We can take Maruti. Maruti is flying high because the results were fantastic, the sales were fantastic. So on daily basis, obviously this is the support range for Maruti. So 7,500 is a big support for Maruti, and it cannot go below this, right? So if Maruti comes down, and it can due to the fall off in Nifty, but a good support for Maruti is 9,000, 7,500. Why is that so? If you go back and see, new high was formed over here with the green Moribazu, right? So I'm drawing the upper line of Moribazu. Second time it tests the same resistance and it goes beyond this, and it comes down and keeps, it tries to remain above this level of 7,500, right? Not for 1 day or 2 day, for continuously 2 weeks, and then it takes a new rise. So it will come down back to 7,500, and that will form a good support. So if you want to look to buy at Maruti, then forming a reversal pattern at 7,500 would be a bigger idea to go long in Maruti, right? So right now Maruti cannot go high, and the monthly numbers are also out. So the next monthly number is going to come after expiry. So I can see a good fall in Maruti from 7,700 to 7,500, right? So that's it. Fine. So let's start again tomorrow, and you can basically, I will share the link for YouTube as well if you want to go through the entire presentation of today. Fine. Thank you very much and happy trading.